Everybody had a great week one. It was an awesome first week of the fantasy football season, and we're here with our first waiver wire episode of the year. So, week two waiver wire ads. Let's start with QBs. Gardner Minshew, deeper league ad, only 26% owned. This can be ad for 14 team leagues and super flex in 2 QB leagues. He went 19 for 20 for like 173 yards and 3 touchdowns. He just looked really good. You saw that he still had his mobility on the ground against a pretty good Colts defense. Pretty simple ad. If you're in 10 or 12 teams, this is not a necessary ad. Moving on, we got at the running back position, James Robinson, a top fantasy ad. This is probably only available in 10-team leagues and maybe some 12-team leagues. If he is, snatch him up immediately. He looked like the real deal. Devin Azigbo, he's still out. We got Raquel Armstead still out. Chris Thompson was completely irrelevant. Super sad to see that. Couldn't even see if he was actually any good because he got 1.6 fantasy points. He didn't get almost any opportunities. This was James Robinson's job, and he did pretty well with it. So go grab him. Next up, we got Malcolm Brown, 28% owned in Yahoo Fantasy Leagues. I think everybody saw what he was capable of. I think this is still Akers' job, moving forward or more into the future. But right now, at least for these upcoming weeks, it seems like Malcolm Brown might be leading running back duties, and the Rams looked pretty damn good. So, and honestly, so did Malcolm Brown. He's running pretty physically. He's running violent. It was awesome. Next up on the list, we got Nyheim Hines. We already know why. It's really sad that Marlon Mack probably ruptured or tore his Achilles. Super sad, but that obviously boosts Jonathan Taylor into RB1 conversation and Nyheim Hines into this high-end running back 3, low-end running back 2 conversation. Even low-end running back 2, let's see if he can do that, but he proved to be everything and more than we expected going into the season. Philip Rivers is fine passing the ball in the backfield, and Nyheim Hines is just making plays. He's making plays, and he's getting plenty of snaps and volume to be worth a low-end running back too. Next up on the list, we got Carlos Hyde, 19% owned. Purely, this is because Pete Carroll's let's go with the hot hand, and also he got one more carry than Chris Carson. That shouldn't be something that happens, but it's just something to monitor going forward. He's definitely a deeper league ad. A more popular ad and a better ad for the week would be a guy like Benny Snell. If James Conner has to miss any time, Benny Snell is a plug him and play him. Benny Snell looked amazing. This guy is a potential league winner. I'm spending so much fab to get this guy. If James Conner's battling an ankle injury, he is always battling injuries though, and if he couldn't even make it past 1/2 without an injury, I highly doubt he's going to be playing that many games this season. Go and get Benny Snell anywhere you can. Next up on the list, we got Joshua Kelly, and Joshua Kelly looked pretty damn good. We got, what do you go for 5 yards a carry, 60 yards. Now, I don't think that Eckler is going to see that little of volume going forward. And Joshua Kelly might not see as many touches, but he was very effective. And if anything were to happen where they maybe want to disperse the carries a little bit more, or even if an injury were to happen to Eckler, it seems like Kelly would be the obvious beneficiary. I think Joshua Kelly is a great ad in deeper leagues, 14-team, maybe a really deep 12-team league with several bench spots, etc. We got McKinnon, only 11% owned, with Tevin Coleman not really having just no role in the game. McKinnon was able to score. He showed that he still has his quickness and agility, and the Niners offense is still going to be putting up points. Obviously, it's his durability that's the question, but it's nice to see that McKinnon still has it. He's a great deeper league ad in 14-team leagues. Adrian Peterson, that was awesome. Speaking of a guy that still has it, that dude was, this is terrible news for DeAndre Swift and Kerryon Johnson owners, especially DeAndre Swift. That game just sucked. I highly doubt, what's his face, Matt Patricia is going to forget DeAndre Swift's drop in the end zone. It was a perfect pass from Matthew Stafford to win the game, and just really rough. So Adrian Peterson seems like he's going to be leading this backfield for at least a few more weeks. So if you are really desperate at the running back position, go pick him up. Still fun to watch. Next up, we got Peyton Barber. Not a guy that's that fun to watch. He can't even get like 2 yards a carry, but he scored 2 touchdowns. So if he's going to be like the goal line back for the Redskins, he's definitely worth a look. I think Antonio Gibson is the better play moving forward or like into the future, but right now they are giving Peyton Barber twice as many snaps. He snapped in 38 to 18, so you got to at least be looking his way if you're really desperate at the running back position. Next up, we got Brian Hill, and yes, like he didn't really do much week 1. Todd Gurley got his, but you just saw how much points there is in this Falcons offense. Yes, a lot of it was through the air, but you've heard a lot of speculation in camp that Brian Hill is going to earn a bigger role and that he's been playing really well. I'm just saying, if Gurley were to go down with an injury, Brian Hill's automatically a low-end RB2, and he has to be one of these, he has to be labeled as a must-own running back handcuff. Going on to receivers, we got Scotty Miller, probably Tom Brady's favorite target right now. He's been raving about him in camp, and he seemed to give him plenty of volume in his first week with the Bucs. So I'd be looking his way. I wouldn't put too much fab down. I wouldn't necessarily waste waiver wire priority on him. But if you're really desperate or short at the wide receiver position, he's definitely a good ad for the week. Also in deeper leagues, Russell Gage, probably a better ad. You just saw that Matt Ryan threw for over 450 yards. That is perfect for anybody that is playing any amount of snaps on the Falcons, let alone their starting slot receiver. It seemed like Russell Gage was being passed to or targeted on almost every play. It was crazy, and if you can grab him in 14-team leagues, possibly even 12-team leagues, that's a pretty nice flex play right there. We also have Laviska Shenault, and he was able to score a touchdown in his first week as a pro. That's pretty awesome. All the reports are coming out that Didi's still injured, and he just hasn't been looking that great in training camp. And Laviska Shenault seems like he's getting a tighter grip on this slot receiver job. And we also know that he's going to be holding many other roles within the offense as well. They want to use him a little bit as a running back. There's even reports that he might be using the return game a little bit. They just want to get him the ball any way they can. Next up, we got MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and you just want a piece of that Packers offense right now. They look great. You got Aaron Rodgers going for 30-plus fantasy points. You got the Packers just demolishing the Vikings, and you have each of their receivers going for at least 1 CD. Lazard and MVS each had 1. Devontae had 2, and MVS looks like the fastest guy on the field right now. Just give him a speculative ad if you're in deeper leagues. Even 12-team leagues would be a fine ad. Next up, tight ends. We're going to go over very briefly Dallas Goedert. He's a guy that is only 56% owned, but to be honest, he should be owned everywhere. All right, the guy's a physical freak. He's not as refined a route runner as Zach Ertz, but you have limited options to throw to for Carson Wentz. You got Jalen Reagor still just a rookie. Greg Ward is just whatever, he's okay. Deshaun Jackson's still working his way back and working up his snap count. And Dallas Goedert's one of Carson Wentz's favorite options. Go pick him up if you're in 12-team or deeper leagues. Next up, we got Greg Olsen. This is a 14-team ad, only 26% owned in Yahoo. And we saw last year what Will Disley did when he was healthy with Russell Wilson. And now Will Disley is back and healthy, but isn't playing as much, and Greg Olsen seems to have a stranglehold on the job right now, and you already got a TD week 1. And you really saw that the Seahawks offense is legit. Russell Wilson going 31 for 35. The man is just insane. He's probably the favorite he's a top 3 favorite for MVP this year. Go grab any piece of that you can. And last dude we'll talk about is Eric Ebron. Steelers looked great. Defense looked good, but even better than that, we have Ben Roethlisberger looking like himself. He's able to control the offense, especially in those 2-minute drills. He just looks great. And if he can get utilization in the red zone, which it seems like he was, and well, not that he was targeted, but that he was in there on those plays, Eric Ebron's going to get plenty of volume there. He's going to get plenty of opportunities to score, and the Steelers' offense could easily be in for top 7, top 6 offense season if everything goes according to plan. Hopefully, some of those offensive line injuries don't hurt their chances too much, and hopefully James Conner comes back healthy. But other than that, Eric Ebron's a good add in those deeper leagues. Probably not 12 team, but like 14 team. You're good to go. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching this. Hope everybody has a great week 2. And yeah, hopefully you guys get your second dub of the season. And we'll be back next time with more quality content. And hope you all have a great day. Peace.